What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is JD, and today I got something special to share with you guys. I got the best Christmas gift ever. It's a little bit early, right? We're still actually in November, the end of November right now. But I got it already, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And yeah, let's check it out. Boom. That is what I just got. I just got a 125-gallon tank. And this is my biggest tank I have now. And I am super stoked to get this set up. But yeah, now this is the Marineland 125. And I know some people love them, some people hate them. But come on. I mean, for the money and as a gift as well, like, yeah, you can't beat that. So I'm super excited to get this set up. I did get a different stand for it. It came with another stand. I wanted something a little bit better, something that had metal. I just didn't trust the other stand, even though I know people use them all the time. But I went ahead, ordered this one on Wayfair. Got it for like 280 bucks, I think. And it looks pretty cool, and I like it. It seems sturdier. And then, obviously, the tank. Now, the tank did come with glass tops and lighting for it. But we all know that's not going to be enough. So I went ahead and picked up some other lighting. So that all being said, let me show you guys what I've already got. And then we are going to get directly into setting this tank up right now because I'm way too excited to not do it, and I wanted to get it cycling so we can get fish in this thing as soon as possible. So this is what I'm working with already. I've got lighting. I've got a giant filter, the FX6. This should be able to handle it. It's supposed to be up to 400 US gallons. So yeah, maybe a little overkill, but I don't think so. You can never have enough filtration. I got this right here. That might be giving away what's going in the tank already. And then I also got a bunch of rock. So yes, we've got everything we need. Sorry about that. The lighting's horrible, but we got everything we need to get this tank set up. I got a little special something as well for the background. So I'm pretty excited to share that with you guys. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start getting this thing set up. All right, guys, first things first, I want to show you what I got for this backdrop. Usually I do a lot of I paint the backs or I do the regular adhesive like a lot of people do. But on this one, since it was an awesome gift and I didn't have to buy the tank itself, I kind of went a little bit overboard on something else. And that is this amazing background from Universal Rocks. Now this thing is freaking sweet. I didn't go with the super crazy. This is just like one of their thinner, but it has the texture of the stone and all that. And this is the dragon stone. It's black, I know, but under certain lighting, it can look super cool. And I'm thinking for the fish that is going in here, having a nice, awesome black backdrop like this with some texture is gonna make them pop like crazy. So yeah, this is what we are gonna be putting in the back there. And I think the best thing to do at this point is to get it in there and check it out. All right, so it's pretty easy to get in there and you just roll it on up. Pretty simple like that. And then right in the middle, boom, and seriously, just like that, it's in there. Now, obviously, you have to attach it so it's not just floating around in the water. There are multiple different ways that you can do that. On the website, they sell these clips that actually go over the lip here and kind of just apply pressure towards the top of it. And they also suggested using just regular silicone. So I have some of that here. That's what I'm going to go with. Probably just a few dabs across the top, maybe in the two corners. But I want to be able to make it to where it's not super hard to pull out if I need to clean or anything like that. and I can just scrape that silicone right off. But that all being said, that is all I got to do. I am going to need something to help apply the pressure while the silicone is, you know, drying and everything like that. So I got some clamps here. That'll just help with that. And then for the bottom, since I won't be able to reach any clamps down there, I have some wood pieces that I can kind of lay to help apply some pressure. And if anything else, I might use a couple of the rocks in the corners to help just apply that pressure to hold it there while the silicone does its thing and dries. So yeah, it looks pretty freaking sweet though. Like, let's be honest. I know there's a really bad glare right here. Sorry, my back door is right there. But man, it looks cool. And yeah, let's go ahead and get that installed. Okay, real quick though. I think I fixed that glare. I just grabbed a sheet, threw it up over the big window on the door, but hopefully that's better. I know there's a little bit I can see kind of right here from the very bottom of the door, but that's what I did. So hopefully that helps out. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so it is in. You saw I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dabs across the top, and I did 2 going down on each side. This all is applying plenty of pressure so it can actually adhere. I didn't do a whole bunch across the bottom or in the center or anything like that, and the reason for that is because I'm thinking that the gravel and everything that's going in here, the sand, the gravel, whatever, the substrate that's going in is going to obviously help hold that. And then once the water pressure is in, that's going to hold it against the wall. Anyways, the main thing was don't want it to flip up so it floats, and just want to make sure that this all stays nice and solid. But yeah, I think it's going to be super freaking awesome. Now, the cure time on this, what's it say? Tack-free time is 2 hours. 24-hour like solid cure time. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to let it sit for the rest of the evening, and then I'm going to get back on it tomorrow. So yeah, that all being said, I will get with you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, it is the next day, and we are ready to take this stuff out and find out if it is adhered and if it's going to stay there. So that's what I'm going to get to right now, just popping all this out, and then we'll get some shots of it before we move on to the next step. All right, that thing is not going anywhere. Silicone definitely worked out just fine, just like the manufacturer said. So next thing's up, I'm going to start adding in the gravel. And at that point, I was thinking about adding some of those granite rocks that I had. And after thinking about it, I was like, that's a whole lot of weight. And I'm not really a huge fan of I don't trust some of these tanks. I know that's crazy, but this stand is open, right? Basically, this is just sitting on the perimeter. And I know that this is how these tanks are designed and built. And I know tons of people have, you know, all these things done to it. Anyways, that all being said, I still worry. And so with all that weight and everything, what I think I'm going to do, what I know I'm going to do is I actually ordered some of the faux stones from the same people I got this awesome background from. And so that should be here in a week or two, and I will add it in at that point. But for now, just going to put in the gravel that I got and then move on from there. Okay, so for the gravel, I'm going with the Eco Complete African Cichlid substrate, and you guessed it, I went with the black. I know black's not for everyone. For me, that's what I wanted to try. I kind of wanted to go with a little bit more of a modern feel for this tank because it's in my main living area, and I really just wanted the fish to be the showcase, and that's really what I'm hoping for. So this is supposedly all pre-rinsed. Oh man, I hope it is. I hope I don't have a problem like I did with my other tank. But I am gonna trust the fact that it is. I mean, it is wet inside of these bags. So yeah, that being said, This is supposed to be biologically complete. And yeah, hopefully it's supposed to help with your cycling process. We'll see. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed right here, but I did get new little mics. So hopefully the audio from now on going forward is better. Let me know if you guys notice the difference, please. Thank you. All right, so let's go ahead, let's get this all put in. I think I got 6 bags. Should be more than enough for this tank. I don't even know if I'll use them all, but it should be more than enough. All right. Okay, so here we are. All the substrate is in. Man, I hate these glares. I'm sorry, guys. Part of dealing with fish tanks, I guess. But, yeah, I think it's black. Oh, you can perfectly see my dining room table. By the way, I built that. Anyways. There we go. There's a little bit better. Let's see if we get in there. All right. But yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Overall, it's not bad. I really like the look of it. I like the black on black, like I said. Kind of what I'm going for is more of that modern look. But yeah, so substrate's in, background's in, waiting on rocks. Next thing, I think we're gonna get the canister filter set up and get that hooked up, and then I can move the stand and everything into its position against the wall, and we can go ahead and start with the fill up. All right, so just so you know, I ended up using 5 of the 6 bags that I purchased. So that is 20-pound bags, so 100 pounds total is what we just added into this tank. I could have added the last bag, but it really didn't need it, and I got the layer that I wanted, so I'll just save it for another project later. But that all being said, time to go ahead and set up this big boy right here, the Fluval FX6. I have one other Fluval canister on my 55 gallon, and it works pretty great. The only thing I'm not a big fan of is how the hoses are in the back. They're that weird tubing style. It's not near as flexible as some of them. I have an OAs on one of my other tanks with the internal thermometer, and I really love those ones. You know, less stuff in the tank. But I think in this one, I'm actually going to be putting 2 separate heaters in, 2 300s. That way, I have, if one goes out, I don't lose complete heating. And also, usually 2 slightly smaller ones end up doing a better job than just one big one for the tank. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But that all being said, let's go ahead, let's break into this. Should be a pretty straightforward setup. Yeah, all right. It's pretty cool, the instructions. Let's see if I can lift this back up. Instructions are actually right on the lids themselves. That's pretty cool. All right, let's get it all out and find out what we're dealing with. Honestly, that took a little bit longer than it should have. But yes, it is all installed. It's really not that hard. I make things a lot more complicated than they need to be sometimes. And yeah, like the little clamps that were on there, I accidentally opened one too much and couldn't get it back together. So luckily I had some extra. So I went and grabbed one and got it on there. But yes, it is all in. It's actually, these clip on really nicely on these rimmed style tanks. So pretty happy with it. It's cool. It's got 2 outputs for the outlet, obviously, that are adjustable. So be able to move the flow. And then on that side, I ended up putting it at the very end, and I had to turn the inlet so it could stick on the glass, because with this background, it won't stick on the back, right? So I know it's going to be kind of an eyesore. I did get some black heaters. So one will have to stick on this side, and I'm going to put one on that side as well. You know, not the most desirable look, but because the background does have this faux rock panel, I won't be able to put suction cups to it. I'm sure I could probably glue it on or something, but I think I'm just going to stick it on each side. But yeah, so we have the canister filter in place. Got all that in. Next step, I am going to stick the lighting on it because after that I'm going to push everything against, and I just think it'll be easier to get to all the wires and everything now doing that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that knocked out. All right, so we have a problem. I was getting the lights set up and getting the brackets out and everything like that, and they sent me the freaking wrong bracket. This bracket right here is designed for rimless, and the one I needed was obviously for the rim, like I got on my 55-gallon. So we're at a standstill for lighting. It is what it is. I'm gonna get on Amazon and get the return started so I can get the correct ones back. And yeah, so that's kind of gonna put a hold on things, but that's all right. That being said, I'm gonna probably break this all back down and get this tank pushed into place. And I think I'm gonna just call it a night. I didn't think this tank was going to take forever to get set up like it is, but I'm going to call it a night because it is getting later and I want to hang out with the fam a little bit, and we'll get back tomorrow and at least get this thing filled up and running so it can start cycling while we're waiting for the rocks and we're waiting for the new lights. And yeah, that is the game plan at this point. So I will catch you guys in the morning. All right, guys, it is the next day and we got everything. Everything was overnighted. Everything got here on time, and we are just one day late. No worries. No. It is officially 3 weeks later, right? After the light situation, ended up getting a hold of them. They changed the mount systems for those, so returned the lights. Ended up going with an entire different style. Really a big upgrade, so pretty excited about that. And waited on everything else to get here. Plus, during this time, it's been Christmas. We went on a ski trip with the fam. Went to go visit my family. So yeah, it's been a busy 3 weeks, but we are finally back at it. We're going to get this 125 set up. Real quick, got heaters, right? We got skimmers. We got other Wavemaker accessories. Little hint, we went with the current lighting. Got filter media and got all of our faux stones. So yes, I think we've got everything. So without further ado, let's get this freaking tank finished up. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am legit gonna just start putting everything in there, getting this tank filled up, getting the media in the canister, getting the rocks situated, all the things. We will do a time lapse through that. And at the end, I'll go ahead and talk about what I ended up using for everything. All right, let's do it. Okay, as you can see, tank is pretty much full. I'm going to top it off. Still have the water on, just the valve shut off real quick. But I'm going to plug in the filter and get that going. Make sure we don't have any leaks or anything. So far, the tank is good. This is the scary part about always filling up a new tank and not testing it before. You get to test it when you're setting it up. But lots of towels on hand. The filter, when I put it back under, I did fill it. It says at least 2 gallons. I went ahead, filled it 3/4 of the way. And yeah, so next thing, let's go ahead, plug it in and see if everything's good. Wish me luck. All right, gonna be a bunch of bubbles while it's kind of clearing the lines out. Normal stuff here. Okay, so this is normal with the FX6 from what I read. It'll run itself, clear out the air lines, shut itself off, and then you'll get that where it kind of backlashes and blow out some more bubbles and everything like that. They said that's normal. And then it should turn back on. I would have to read again on how much time. But yeah, should be good there. We shall see. I'm going to go ahead and finish topping it off now. Okay, and then also what we're going to do is the heaters said to let them acclimate for about 30 minutes before you turn them on. This water is very cold. It just came out of my well, so definitely some chilly water. I'm going to let that happen. You get the heaters on and then go ahead, get the wave makers, the light, and probably add a skimmer in just because I think they do fantastic jobs. I went ahead and went with the OAs 600 again. I have the smaller one on my Mbuna tank, and it is freaking phenomenal. I have a review coming out on that later. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to go ahead, finish topping off. As you can see, it's almost there. I like it to come right up to the rim if I have a rimmed tank. And yeah, we'll see when the pump turns back on and all that. So let's go ahead and knock it out. Oh, pump just turned back on just like that, by the way. Sweet. I have everything fully open on the canister filter right now. We're just going to let it do its thing for a while. Man, it's looking really good. I can't wait to show you guys up close. But yes, so let's go ahead, get the other stuff all knocked out real quick. All right, guys, we have finally got water in the tank, pumps going, light on. Oh man, skimmer's kicking already. No leaks so far, fingers crossed, right? Man, what do you guys think? Let me get out of the way. Man, I know it's a lot of blue light. This is fully adjustable. I'm gonna try to do another video on the actual current system itself. It is freaking crazy what you can do with this stuff. It is over the top price-wise. I'm not gonna lie. I did pay for it myself. I was just thinking, man, from what I saw, and this system is just incredible, especially for cichlids, because it just helps bring out so much of the color that I just had to do it. I know. What are you gonna do? But this is a showpiece. This is like my dining room area. So like, this is a showpiece in the house. And so I just want it to look absolutely stunning. Plus, if I ever upgrade into a big saltwater tank, I was like, this is a perfect light for that. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to do a whole separate video on the system itself that current comes with. The only thing I have hooked up to it right now is the light, and I have a wave maker that I'm going to add onto it. That all goes through the system. It is all programmable through an app. I already downloaded the app. You can change the color tones and everything. It's insane. Anyways, I am super stoked though with this so far. What do you guys think? I'll give you some up close here in a minute when we're kind of like getting out of this. I'm going to let it run for a little bit, but man, so far I really like the black on black and black, the slate, and I just think it looks so cool. Like, just imagine a ton of Peacocks, Cichlids, and Haps in here. Like, yeah, that's going to be gorgeous. All right, let's do a quick rundown of everything I've used on this one. So you guys know about the substrate, you know about the back panel, the rocks, all that, the pump or the canister filter, FX6 flue bowl, right? Really big, lots of filtration. Besides that, I used the OAs 600. All right, this skimmer is freaking awesome. I got the smaller one on a 55, freaking love it. I went ahead and went with 2 of the Fluval E300s. I think they kind of look good. We'll see how they operate. I've never used them before. But I went with 2 just in case one goes out on me. It can still hopefully maintain the tank. I know that running with just 1, I've had issues in the past on some bigger tanks where it just bit the dust. And yeah, it was not a good situation. So on this big of a tank, I went with 2 300s, plenty. I went with the current loop system with the lighting, as you guys can see behind me. I'm going to do a whole separate thing on that. And then I'm going with one of the wave makers from them. I might add in another wave maker that I have from Higer. I have some of those on a couple other tanks. They do great too, but I love the fact of the controllability with the one that goes with the current system. And besides that, that's everything. This stand, by the way, I got off Wayfair on sale for like $250. It's metal. I had to put it together. It seems pretty good. Let's hope it actually is. But yeah, that's everything I used in this one so far. Oh, and one more thing, the filter media. So I used the sponges and everything that came with the FX6, but I went ahead and got different media for it. So this is live filter media by Aqua Natural. It's an instant aquarium. I went ahead and used 2.5 of these cans. Let's see. 2.5 of these cans in it. Supposedly, it's supposed to help kick the cycle right away. I'm still going to let it run for quite a while, checking the water parameters and all that. But I'm going to let it run before I even try to add fish. But we're going to try it out to see if they work. Either way, this kind of media is really good for just housing good beneficial bacteria, as we all know. So yeah, that was the last part I used. Sorry, forgot to admit, or talk about that when I was doing the rest of it. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. I know on the video it didn't take very long, but man, this is about a month in the making and then some. But yeah, on the next one for this, I will be adding fish. So that's going to be super cool. We'll see what we end up with. But if you have enjoyed this, please consider subscribing to the channel, giving that thumbs up, hitting the notification bell, and we'll catch you on the next one.